Oh, I haven't been this hungover since I woke up in college. That's 3. No, not again. Where the heck am I? Oh. Looks like there's only one this time. Question is, who is it?
Buenos días.
Oma.
Sí.
Dios mío.
The role of Valerie Davis is temporarily being played by Sienna Goins.
Jared? Jared, it's morning.
What?
Good morning.
Valerie, what are you doing? I guess I didn't go home last night, now did I?
Looks that way.
I must have had one too many.
You were upset about Teresa and Ethan.
Oh, that's right. Because Teresa won't get Ethan out of her system. Any more than he'll get her out of his. So I'm packing up my stuff, and I'm quitting Tess and Crane.
Jared, you can't just walk away. Crane needs you, so does Teresa.
Yeah, that's right. You said something about that last night. A threat to Teresa and the Cranes.
It's already started. That's why you can't leave. She may not know it yet, but Teresa needs you now more than ever.
This is it's a brand new start for us. And for Jane and little Ethan. And when we bring Jane back to the mansion,
Marry me, Tess. Tell me you'll be my wife. Hey. What is it? What?
I can't do this. I can't.
Surely, Eve, you didn't waste valuable time in the operating room on a medical wild goose chase.
Well, apparently it wasn't a wild goose chase. Because I didn't find any evidence that Fox has a terminal illness. None at all.
Yes, you see, Kay? I wasn't lying. Fox doesn't die from some problem connected with his heart. He's a Crane. He doesn't have a heart to begin with.
Oh, and I suppose you do, after running my son down with your car and having the nerve to deny it.
I wasn't the hit-and-run driver who landed Fox here in the hospital.
Well, your broken headlamp suggests otherwise.
I was set up. Just like Kay was set up to believe Fox was dying.
Well, Eve is wrong. My son is dying.
No, he's not.
The DNA in the semen taken from Fancy Crane belongs to you, Officer Lopez Fitzgerald.
What?
Wait, no, that can't be right. Are you saying that the man who raped my niece is Luis? I'm sorry, the results are conclusive. Luis Lopez Fitzgerald is apparently the man who attacked you, Miss Crane.
Whoa. What did you just say?
She said that the semen sample taken from Fancy was run through a database. And it is a perfect match for Luis, your top cop. Raped my daughter.
This is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes, unbelievable.
No, this is a mistake. Luis loves me. There is no way he raped me.
I'm sorry, Miss Crane, but Officer Lopez Fitzgerald's DNA is a 100% match with the semen taken from you. There's no doubt that you and he were intimate. Now, whether your coupling was violent or not, that's a matter for the police, not Harmony Hospital. Well, I'm not surprised. All the Lopez Fitzgerald men are pigs. Your father shacked up with Fancy's grandmother. Miguel knocked up Kay in the left hand. You and Antonio went to extremes to be with Sheridan. And now you have perverted your position to violate my daughter.
Mother, stop it. Luis didn't rape me.
Well, the DNA says he did.
Well, the DNA test results can be changed. You know that better than anyone, don't you, Ivy?
I had Eve tinker with Grace and John's DNA so that Grace and David would bond and I could have you. Now, who on earth would change Fancy's test results to incriminate Luis?
That's a good question.
Luis thought his nice, shiny badge would keep him above suspicion. But it didn't work, did it? You raped my daughter.
No, I didn't. Why would I rape her? I love her.
Rape isn't about sex. It's about power and control, and everyone knows that you need to dominate any woman you claim to love. You wanted to mark Fancy as your personal property. You wanted to brand her with your essence.
Mother, stop being gross. It is ridiculous to think that Luis would violate me like that.
I agree with Fancy. Luis is not a violent man. Not when it comes to the women he loves. Look, no offense, but the lab made a mistake with the DNA test.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Booth, that's impossible.
In response to prior abuses, the lab runs every test twice. Both times the results were the same. The rapist's semen is a perfect match with Officer Lopez Fitzgerald.
Then run the test a third time, because right now it's wrong. Luis is a wonderful man. I love him, and he loves me, and he would never hurt me that way.
Right. Just like Miguel would never mow down your brother Fox so he could have Kay all to himself.
Dr. Russell isn't wrong about Fox. She checked for any problems having to do with his heart and didn't find anything.
Perhaps she did not look in the right place. And my son was dying before you tried to finish him off.
I didn't hit Fox with my car.
And you, Eve, coming out here, confusing poor Kay with your misinformation.
I don't have any interest in confusing Kay or anyone else, Julian. I'm just telling the simple truth. I didn't find any evidence that Fox has a terminal disease. None.
I beg to disagree.
Excuse me?
You're kidding.
I'm sorry, Dr. Gaspar. I don't understand.
Oh, if you just shut up and let the good doctor speak.
Well, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I just removed this from Fox.
What is it?
It's part of the tumor that's costing your husband his life.
What tumor? I opened Fox up, and I examined him, and he doesn't have any sign of any malignancy near his heart.
Not to cast aspersions on your expertise as a surgeon, Dr. Russell, but I found what you missed.
And how is that possible?
You left me to close up our patient.
Yes, because I wanted to let the family know as soon as possible that Fox's surgery was successful.
Of course you did. Still, I thought it was odd that we hadn't seen any sign of the malignancy, so I poked and prodded a bit, and I found the tumor. It was hidden deep in some connective tissue in a very delicate area, difficult to get to, even from me.
I see.
I sectioned a small piece to biopsy, but in my professional opinion, it really isn't necessary. I know what the results will be. Fox's tumor is malignant.
Damn the luck.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry that I got your hopes up.
But now that you found the tumor, can't you just remove it and save his life?
I'm afraid not, Mrs. Crane. I examined the tumor closely for that reason, and my initial diagnosis stands. The tumor is metastasized to too many vital organs to be removed. No operation can save your husband's life.
What about radiation or chemotherapy?
It's too late, I'm afraid. So unless by some miracle a radical new drug comes out that might help, which is highly unlikely, Fox is going to die.
Okay.
One aspirin or two?
3, please. I'm so sorry. I usually don't drink so much.
Oh, I know. You were upset about your mom dying in that terrible explosion. Anyone in your position would try to numb the pain any way they could, and you chose alcohol.
Even so, I lost control.
Cream or sugar?
Both. You know, Paloma, I like you a lot, and I was really looking forward to getting to know you better before I slept over.
Oh, that.
So, did we kiss?
Sí, señor. And it was muy caliente.
Huh. Well, then that wasn't a dream.
Well, for me, last night was a dream come true.
Paloma, I'm sorry if I ruined what we were starting with one night of drunken lust. Can you ever forgive me?
The stress of running Crane, coupled with her personal life in shambles, it's taking its toll on Teresa.
Not about Ethan, it hasn't. She loves him. She always has, and she always will.
She wouldn't have accepted your marriage proposal if she only loved Ethan. She wants to make a life with you. Jared, I know.
Well, maybe she did. Up until last night, anyway.
What do you mean?
Teresa only said yes to my marriage proposal because she couldn't have Ethan.
Why?
Well, last night, Gwen and I walked in on Teresa and Ethan in bed. Gwen's already left town. And, she's basically left Ethan free to be with Teresa.
Then you have to fight for her.
No. I've been there, done that. It's time for me to move on.
Let's just say, Ethan, that, Jared and I split up over what happened last night. Where would that leave us? I mean, would you promise to be with me now that Gwen is gone?
Look, Teresa, it's not easy to just throw away a marriage, okay?
Ethan, your marriage is over. Gwen smashed her wedding ring with a hammer. Now, no woman who has any intention of ever coming back would do that.
She was upset. She needed to go away because she needed some time to think. She may still come back to me, Teresa.
Why would you want her to?
Because I messed up, and I feel the need to make things right.
Well,
That's
you know what? You marrying Gwen wasn't right to begin with, Ethan. You got to get down on your knees and thank God that she is gone. It is what's best for everyone, especially Gwen. Now, she's been miserable since the day we first fell in love, and catching us in bed together just proved to her that our love for each other cannot go away, so she did.
I don't even know how we ended up in bed together.
This time. But every other time, you knew. Now, doesn't that prove to you that you love me more than her? That you should be with me and not her? Just tell me you're going to divorce her so that we can be a family with Jane and little Ethan.
Fox is really dying?
No, he's not. Okay, Julian just paid off this quack to say that. Fox isn't sick.
Excuse me, young man. I am not a quack. And from where did you get your medical degree?
Yes, Miguel. Dr. Gasparo is tops in his field. If there's anyone who could find a tumor that I couldn't find, it's this man.
Everybody has a price, Dr. Russell. And Mr. Crane was able to meet his.
This is insulting.
You're a liar to boot. Fox isn't dying.
I'll not have my reputation impugned by you anymore. I'm taking this sample I removed from Fox's tumor to pathology for testing. I've no doubt it's malignant, but since some people here won't take my word for it, a second impartial finding seems necessary.
Dr. Gasparo, please don't take what Miguel says personally. It's just, well, Fox's family has been known to use deceit to get what they want.
excuse me.
Miguel, you cannot talk to Dr. Gasparo that way. That is one of the most respected physicians in the world. If he says that Fox is a terminal illness, then we have no choice but to believe him.
Indeed. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to check on my son.
I don't care what the DNA results said. I refuse to believe that Luis raped me. I think the crime lab missed the real attacker's fingerprints on the knife. Or Luis did attack you, and both tests prove it. No, Mother, absolutely not.
Hold on a second. Let's stop arguing. Let's go over everything step by step. Maybe we overlooked something that will help us explain what happened.
I think that's a good idea.
I agree.
Luis, you say that you slept on the sofa in Fancy's special bedroom?
Yeah. Look, after Fancy was attacked twice in her bedroom, we decided maybe it was a good idea that she slept somewhere else. So we went to the princess room, and I read to her, she drifted off to sleep, and then I went to sleep on the sofa, too.
So you were in the room with her?
Yeah.
Then why didn't you hear us scream for help when others did?
I don't know. All right, that's a good question. Somehow I woke up in the crane pantry. By then, Fancy'd already been attacked again.
By you?
Ivy?
Luis, you say you don't remember how you got to the kitchen.
No.
Wearing a ski mask.
All right. I know that this sounds weird, suspicious even. But I don't remember anything after I fell asleep on the sofa until...
Luis, you remember something?
What was it?
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, neither does the lab report saying you raped me. Fancy's right. We all know that you're not her attacker. Speak for yourself.
Ivy.
Tell us what you remember, Louise, even if it doesn't make sense.
I was making love to you. Only you were in a cheerleader outfit.
Oh, my God, you did it. You raped my daughter.
Thank you.
You want me to forgive you for last night?
Look, I know it's asking a lot, Paloma, but I'd really hate if my being drunk, well, ruined any chance we might have of, having a chance together.
I understand.
Good.
But I can't forgive you.
Oh, okay.
Because there's nothing to forgive. Last night you were a perfect gentleman.
I was?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here in your, in my skivvies, actually, in your bed the morning after we
kissed goodnight and you passed out.
I passed out?
Mm-hmm. I was going to take you home, but you were so drunk that I didn't think it was a good idea for your father to see you that way. Especially when Chief Bennett was mourning your mother's death, so I brought you home with me.
Oh. Well, does Pilar know?
Not yet. She was asleep when we got here. Wait. Okay, Noah. Try to rest, okay?
Rest.
Yeah.
Hey, let's rest together.
Come on. Go to sleep, okay?
Don't I get a good night kiss?
Good night.
So, you took off my pants, too?
I wanted you to be comfortable.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry if you went to any trouble.
It was no trouble. In fact, it was my pleasure.
Teresa loves you, Jared.
Oh, not enough. Ethan forced himself on her last night, and she refuses to press charges.
Did Teresa say Ethan assaulted her?
No, but he did.
In your mind.
No, any court would agree with me on this.
This isn't about the law, Jared. This is about love. Teresa's loved Ethan for most of her life. I mean, she's just now, recently, finally starting to get over him. Cut her some slack. I bet Teresa refused to press charges because she doesn't want to ruin his reputation. Just to prove her loyalty to you.
Ethan committed a crime.
Yeah. He's guilty of loving Teresa just like you do. Only Teresa said yes to you when you asked her to marry you. Give her the benefit of the doubt. Don't leave Harmony. Don't leave Teresa.
Even Gwen left you. You said yourself your marriage is over. All you have to do is divorce her and we can be together.
It's not that easy.
Of course it is.
Look, I don't expect you to understand this. I'm not sure I fully understand this, but I can't just give up on Gwen.
Ethan, in case you haven't noticed, Gwen has given up on you.
Well, I still may be able to win her back.
Why would you want
Because
to?
she's my wife. Teresa,
Right,
she's my
right.
wife.
Why would you want Gwen, your wife, who you don't love the way that you love me?
Because I owe it to her. I owe it to her to live up to my vows.
You owe it to Gwen to be honest. It's not fair to her. It's not fair to me or to Jared to be anything but honest, Ethan. Gwen needs to find a man who will love her the way that you love me.
Wow, that's exactly what she said.
Because it's the truth. And that's why she left Ethan, because she's tired of being second best.
This is all my fault, this
No,
whole
it's
thing.
not. It's a situation.
Yeah, it
You
is.
shouldn't have married Gwen to begin with. But it's okay. You can just let her go. Let her find the happiness that she deserves. Let her find the kind of love that we share.
I gotta check on my daughter.
She's my daughter, too, Ethan. And when I leave here, I'm going to take her with me. With or without you.
Miguel, I know that you've had problems with Fox over Kay, but I know Dr. Gasparo. He's on par with Albert Schweitzer and Mother Teresa when it comes to helping people. His reputation is sterling. It's untarnished.
Look, Julian got his hooks in Gasparo. I know he did.
Dr. Gasparo, thank you for pulling off a miracle on such short notice.
Well, it's going to cost you, Mr. Crane. It wasn't easy coming up with such a specific type of tumor in so little time.
I really don't care what I have to pay as long as the pathology report on that specimen matches your grim diagnosis regarding Fox's demise.
It will, Mr. Crane. I assure you.
Excellent. So what do I owe you for helping to save my son's marriage?
Mother, would you stop saying that? Luis didn't rape me. You heard him say he thought he was having sex with you. He was having a dream, that's all.
Luis, do you remember anything else?
Not much. What there is fuzzy.
How so?
I don't know. Maybe I was drugged. No, it was a dream. It had to have been a dream. Fancy and I were alone together. We were locked in a room.
Yeah, of course it was a dream, Luis. We haven't been intimate yet. Good.
Fancy, do you have an old cheerleader outfit?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do, but I wasn't wearing it last night.
That's weird, but I definitely have this image of you in my head dressed as a cheerleader. But it had to have been a dream because we were having sex, and well, that hasn't happened yet. But the thing is, I clearly remember this sensation of you being on top of me. And
Oh, my... Luis, must you be so graphic?
well, I'm just trying to be clear here.
Luis, look, I don't think you should say anything else until you have a lawyer present.
A lawyer?
You gotta be kidding me.
You make it sound like you think Luis is guilty of rape, and he isn't.
Yes, he is.
Mother, please, for the last time, just be quiet. Sam, Luis did not rape me last night.
Well, there is proof to the contrary.
Ivy's right. Luis, you're a cop. You know how much weight DNA evidence carries?
You think I'm guilty?
As a friend? I don't know. But as chief of police, I can't ignore the evidence.
Hey, Sam, come on.
Luis, not another word. Not until the lawyer I'm hiring for you gets here.
Not all men can wear bikini briefs and look good in them. You can.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
But what's the rush? You haven't finished your breakfast.
Oh, come on, you can't guess why I'm leaving?
Is it me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, it's not you, Paloma. I mean, it is you, but it's not you in that way.
Okay, now I'm getting a headache.
Trust me, I know how you feel. Look, Paloma, you know that I like you, right?
Yeah, I like it too. A lot.
And that's exactly why I'm leaving. Because if I was to stay, then I wouldn't want to ruin what... There's breakfast in bed, right? And then there's breakfast in bed.
Oh. Really?
Don't make this harder than it already is.
Okay, but for the record, I'm a big girl, okay?
Yes, you
I'm
are.
a police cadet. So maybe we can say that you were helping me practice self-defense.
We could say that, but who would believe us? Pilar or your brothers? Look, Paloma, what we're not doing right now is... It's supposed to be memorable. It's supposed to be special. You know, and I promise you, when it happens, it will be.
Tú eres muy especial. I knew I liked you for a reason.
Other than how I look in my briefs?
See? You're a true gentleman.
It's only because I got up and put on my pants when I did. Because, Paloma, if I was doing what I wanted to right now, I would be holding that beautiful face of yours in my hands. And I would be kissing those beautiful, luscious lips right before
For what? For what? Don't stop now.
Why don't I tell you the rest over dinner sometime?
Sometime soon?
Even better.
I'd love to.
It's a date.
I can't wait.
All right. Thank you for last night.
It was my pleasure.
To be continued.
Will you stay in Harmony and give Teresa another chance?
What's the point? Teresa loves Ethan.
Teresa loves you, too. She wouldn't have agreed to marry you if she didn't.
Well, not enough. Teresa and Ethan have a special connection that I can't break. Gwen tried, and she struck out, too.
Yeah, well, maybe Gwen didn't try hard enough. Maybe you didn't either.
Look, I'm giving it my all here. What the hell else am I supposed to do?
Prove you love Teresa.
How?
Go after her. Go up against Ethan. Fight him for Teresa to the finish. And may the best man win.
Excuse me. Wait. What are you doing? You can't take Jane to the mansion, Teresa. Gwen and I have custody of her.
No, you and Gwen had custody, but because she left, that court ruling no longer applies.
Teresa, Jane's my daughter.
She's
my daughter.
She's my daughter, too, Ethan. So I'm going to take her home with me. Now, you are welcome to challenge that in court if you'd like, but in the meantime, I'm actually going to take her to the mansion with me where I can care for her best.
No. I'm taking care of Jane, and that's final.
Okay. What happens when you're at work?
She'll be in Crane daycare, where she's always been, Teresa.
Daycare closes at 5, and you rarely get off by then.
I can work around it.
Okay, what about dinner with clients? You're out, what, 2-3 times a week? You gonna have a sitter on call?
Yeah. If I have to have a sitter on call, I'll see to it.
Well, no child deserves to be shuffled around between strangers like that. Certainly not our daughter.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Really? Okay. Well, what are you waiting for? Go. Get packing. You're going to come home with me and Jane. Yeah, and we'll send for the rest of your things later.
Hold on a second. That's a bad idea, and you know it.
Oh, and why is it a bad idea? I mean, you'll have your own room, right? Free run of the mansion. Jane will have both of her parents take care of her, plus a full-time staff of nannies, and she can spend time with little Ethan.
All right. Oh, okay. Okay. But I'm just doing this for Jane. Just for Jane, okay?
Just for Jane.
Just for Jane. I'll go pack and we'll go.
What just happened? Oh, my God. No. No, I came here to tell Ethan that he could be with Gwen and Jane, and I was going to be with Jared, and now I'm taking him and Jane home with me at the mansion. I can't imagine what's going to happen next.
Look, if Fox's mom blackmailed you, out of all people, Dr. Russell, into betraying Kay's mother by changing John's DNA test results, who are you to say that Dr. Gasparo can't be bought?
Miguel, all I can tell you is that I have checked on Dr. Gasparo. The man lives wherever his work takes him. He doesn't own a car. He doesn't own a home. So what kind of carrot could Julian possibly dangle in front of Dr. Gasparo that would make him lie about Fox?
I hate lying about your son's condition. The truth is, when he recovers from surgery, he'll be just fine.
Well, then I suppose you'll just have to come up with a cure for Fox's supposed malignancy. In the meantime, your wish is mine to fulfill for your wonderful help.
Very well, then. I have a health clinic in Africa. It's in desperate need of funds if it's to remain open and stay stocked with medical supplies.
Well, not to worry. I'll see that your clinic has all the funds that it needs for years to come.
Just like that?
Oh, yes. Just like that.
Well, I can't tell you how distasteful it is to deceive people, but telling one lie can help save thousands of lives. I guess it's worth it.
Oh, yes. There is no question that you did the right thing.
Yes. Well, I have to get this to the lab for testing.
Very well. good man. He could never conceive of my role in Fox's near-death experience.
Well, Sheridan, I appreciate you offering to pay for my lawyer, but I haven't been charged with anything.
Not yet. Odds are you will be.
Well, then I'll pay for your lawyer, Luis. And I'll even testify in your defense because I know you didn't rape me. Why would he when we love each other? We plan to start dating as soon as I graduate from the police academy, and we discussed being intimate then.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
What?
Luis couldn't wait until Fancy graduated. And his animal urges got the best of him, and he went on a lust-fueled rampage and raped my daughter.
No, I didn't.
You are a horrible monster. Mother, no!